Now, if anyone goes into the theater expecting this movie to be a prequel involving the Man of Steel parents, boy, I really don't know what to tell you. You've come to the wrong place in that regard. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to yet another brand new movie review. And as always, I thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope you enjoy your stay. But let's discuss one of the most gut-wrenching films you'll watch this year. It's called Let Him Go. It's written and directed by a guy named Thomas Bezucha. My apologies if I mispronounced that name. And it stars Kevin Costner and Diane Lane. Yes, that's correct. Henry Cavill's Clark Kent parents are starring here. So yeah, I can definitely see the confusion, but let me assure you, way outside of Metropolis, that's for sure. Following the loss of their son, a retired sheriff played by Costner and his wife played by Lane leave their Montana ranch to rescue their young grandson from the clutches of a dangerous family living off the grid in the Dakotas. Recurring theme for the year 2020, I had no clue what this film was about going in, and if the year 2020 has taught me a couple of things, one of them would definitely be to expect the unexpected, whether that be the horrible or the really awesome. And Let Him Go was one of the best surprises I've received this year. I found this to be an extremely investing film from beginning to end. Seriously, I was shocked at how into this thing I was. There is so much to praise about Let Him Go, but I think the biggest praiseworthy thing are the leading performances of Diane Lane and Kevin Costner. Great chemistry here, first off, but there was also just so much heart-wrenching emotional range from both of them. The character development is so on point. Diane Lane may have given the best performance of her entire career with this film. There is just so much pain with this character that she sells perfectly. Kevin freaking Costner is the best he's been in years. I'm serious. I could honestly see these two getting some Oscar nods once that time comes. And they would be very well deserved. They were fantastic here. I think the direction here was very solid. I mean, the shot choices, the cinematography, look at these desolate shots in the middle of nowhere. And I mean no disrespect to Montana or the Dakotas when I say that, but I really liked using this environment for this story. It gave it a very Western feel, and some of you may know, Westerns are among my favorite genres. Perhaps the most famous scene in the movie, I'll just talk about it right now, that dinner scene with the antagonistic family, the Wee Boys. Yes, that is their actual name. But that dinner scene was almost like a faux spaghetti western standoff over this little grandson. It's the very subtle details in there that I really enjoy. I can't wait to go back and rewatch them to discover more and more. By the way, these bad guys, the Wee Boys, God, these are the worst human beings you could ever come across. Fantastic performances, by the way, from every single one of them, but they were just so slimy and so vile. Despicable human beings. I mean, I was sitting there and I was just gripping the arm seats in my chair. I was just wanting to lay the smackdown on them, you know? Calm down, Zack. It's only a movie. Calm down. Now, there's one thing with these antagonists that I do want to discuss with you guys. I kind of wish the film did this a little bit better. Sure, they're vile creatures, but we only learn about how vile they are through side conversations with people in town. In a sense, we learn about them through their reputation, rather than the characters themselves. I mean, even then, once we meet them in that dinner scene, they don't reveal very much. And perhaps most importantly, after leaving this movie, I still don't really understand what these people's motivations were. Or better yet, their goals in doing the things that they were doing. What did they want? Maybe that's just me nitpicking, but that was a really big thing I noticed. I've already mentioned the cinematography, the direction, the editing, spot on. They get the tone just right. I love the parallel method of storytelling this director is implementing here. You'll notice there's a couple of shots that bookend this movie involving some rear view mirrors. Both shots are very similar in structure, but both of them are very different in what they mean. It is really well put together, guys. I'm serious. Let Him Go was one of the biggest surprises of the year. But this is not a perfect movie. Other than the super objectives of the main antagonists being a little bit muddied, I only really had one main issue with that movie, and sadly, it's kind of a big thing. At its core, yes, this is a road trip film. And I'm going to reference another film that I absolutely adore to get to this point. And that's Logan. Now, even though I adored Logan, My main problem with it is that the second act just kind of felt like it was meandering a little bit. Sure, this is great for character development, but there were times where I just kind of wished Logan would just get to the point. And that tendency to meander throughout the narrative really kind of slowed things down. Let Him Go has that exact same issue. This film does have a tendency to beat around the bush, unfortunately. There were times where I was watching Let Him Go and I would just wish that the script would get right down to the point. And once it does so, similar to Logan, the movie is excellent, but keep in mind, I was waiting around for a while to get some of that satisfaction out of it. Now, there's one scene with a few characters meeting up in a restaurant for lunch that I feel like really sums up this point. One of them tells the other two to just get to the point. I'm paraphrasing on that quote, but there were times where I wished the script would have taken its own advice. So even though it's just a bit uneven in a number of places, Let Him Go is a fantastic film. Super solid filmmaking, great acting. If you can catch it in theaters, if you feel safe going to a theater to do so, I definitely recommend it. It is definitely worth your while. I'm gonna give Let Him Go a B+. I definitely recommend giving this one a look, if not just for the performances, check it out for the gut-wrenching family drama and the character development that comes with it. It is a truly remarkable thing to see, and honestly, I think this is a dark horse candidate to take home some golden statues. So once the Academy announces their nominations, keep an eye out for this one. It might sneak up in there. But have you guys seen Let Him Go? Are you looking forward to seeing it? Do you guys enjoy it? Do you not? I would love to hear all of those thoughts down in the comment section below, and I would love to have a conversation with you guys further about this flick. And if you guys are enjoying this content and you guys want to continue discussing all these fun topics in entertainment with me, please consider hitting that subscribe button down below as hard as you possibly can if you haven't already. That way you all can stay in the loop anytime I upload a new video. It'll be right there for you. And if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a big thumbs up on your way out. I'd really appreciate that. Last but not least, thank you all so much for tuning in and supporting the channel up to this point. Look out for more exciting new content coming to the channel very soon, including, of course, discussion of newer releases, as well as my continuation of the David Fincher series. You guys are awesome. Thank you all again for your support. With all that being said, Back Talk, commence!